And welcome back. This is Thorn with the Game Design Lexicon. That was T-Rextasy and Bang a Gong, Get It On. We're currently playing Questron for the Commodore 64, trying to get our dungeon going here. We're doing pretty well. Not bad, not bad. I think we should be able to keep going as well as we've been going. So let's get back to it. My joystick shut off, of course. Okay, we need some ropes and hooks. I wish we had our camel, but we don't. Excuse me, gnome dweller. Bulk. Oh, I can't hit it with the ropes and hooks. Come on. Let's just kind of zero out on them there. Okay, since nothing can destroy our armors and weapons here, I'm going to be fine with just not. Okay, so back in town here. Oh, excuse me. Tree gnomes. The farkin' tree gnomes? Okay. Let's see. Mantor's Mountain. Let's see. Devil's Lake Post. I wonder what all these different towns are. Maybe we should take a look around before we decide to go into that next dungeon. Excuse me. Excuse me, Mr. Gnome. Mr. Tree Gnome. What are you doing? Boop. Come on, die, you son of a bitch. 710 time. I wonder if we got any more new weapons. That would be so nice. Okay, entrance inspection. What are they inspecting for? What are they inspecting? Do, bang a gong. So, Dungeon of Death is next. Easiest of the three because there's a slick way to bypass most of the traditional dungeon travel and mapping. Lower right corner is a set of slides all the way down to level 6. From there, it's not hard to get to the bottom where you need to run to the safe, get a diamond ring, and get out quickly. So, we are going to go around. Let's see, let's re-up some of our stuff over here. So, speak. Don't really need hit points again. Let's stock back up on those. Let's get 10 of them. There we go. Speak. Fireball. And we will get 100 of those. That's going to be a pricey one, but whatever. Not that bad. Speak. No. Armor enhance we'll get, though. Let's get 10 of those, maybe? And then speak. 5 wall pass. We should get 10 of those. And that should be most of our money, right? Okay, we may have to hit up the gambling hut again soon. Speak. What do you got? Hello? Oh, plate mail. There we go. Give us 9 of those. Always purchase 9, just in case. Oh, shut up. Speak? No, don't need those. Shut up. Okay, buy. Still only the iron hammers. And I didn't lose any, so I'm not going to bother purchasing more. What was this last guy? This last guy was food, right? Yeah, we're good on the food. We got like 3 grand. Yeah, it should be good. So let's travel around. Let's look at some of these other towns. Now, we need the diamond ring at the bottom of the next dungeon to be able to get to Mantor's dungeon. Should be fairly straightforward. Mantor's dungeon is right up here. But I'm going to go around the world and look at some of the cities that are around here. Piercing cutlass. Why the hell does it do shit for damage? Oh, it's a piercing punji. It's a cutlass that I have. Okay, got it. Excuse me, slime swimmer. Gotcha. Okay. Let me look at the map real quick. Going into inventory seems to be my pausing method. Let's see, we got a swamp fort right there. So I know where we are. Okay. This is just a little inlet, so I need to go around. Excuse me. No. Thank you. Luckily you can get away from him easy enough. That's Mantor's castle up there. That's not where we want to go just yet. Where we want to go is right around here. I need to see if it's south or not south. It is. Yeah, it is south. Okay. So, there it is right there. Swamp Fort. And we're going to explore around, maybe let a little time tick away to see if we can find a better weapon, or possibly just stumble upon a better weapon. And I think we have the best armor they have. Oh my god. Yeah, no doing anything that pisses off the guards here. That would be a bad move. Okay. Tough stuff. No. Just plate. Got plenty of that already. Bow Emporium. Do you got a bow? Oh, no, but you do have cutlasses. That's nice. So let's 9 it up on those. And then also, let's go ahead and sell that iron hammer. How many of those do we want to sell? How much for your iron hammer? 1? Do I have to sell every one of them? Oh yeah, no, screw that. I will keep them around just in case then. Okay, and there's, I think, 2 or 3 other towns circling around this continent. I'm not really sure what the point of them were, since you can pretty much just go straight to the dungeons you need to go to. Yeah. Okay, in the town we go. Got some nice gambling going on in here. Let's see, buy. Chainmail? Yeah, that's a negatory. Gore-O-Rama. Let's purchase another iron or rope and hooks just in case. I was actually thinking about that last place we were at. Okay, what do we got here? Blackjack. No, that's good. Blackjack has to be the worst of the gambling games. Yeah, this is C64, so pretty much all the 8-bit stuff that I've been doing lately has all been C64 emulator. It's probably going to be the 8-bit one that I relive the most due to my history with it, since I pretty much grew up with one of these. Okay, Bay Ridge is over there. So, and also, welcome to the stream, X-Band. I hope your day goes well. Mine's going okay. At least my game is going a lot better than it was last week. I didn't get frustrated with it in the first hour or so and pissed off and just quit. So that says something. Okay, where the hell's this place? Oh, there it is. Okay. See if there's anything new in Bay Ridge. And then by the time we get around the continent, we should get to that next dungeon and head down it. And we should be fully equipped. I mean, can't imagine that we'd need anything else in it. We're, you know, loaded down on hit points. Got all the armor and weapons we need. Travel peaks. What? Hey, they got a wham llama. I could go about on land, but there's really no reason. I mean, land in this place is just kind of eh. Ooh, they got a whip. Whips and chains. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. No, I don't need any food. Maybe I should go and grab just another load of hit points. Okay, 6. And let's do 5 grand. How about that? Oh, that's how much money I spend on it, right? 5 grand, which gets me 7 grand in hit points. Yeah, that should work. I still got plenty of money just in case I need it. Okay, one more town to visit, I believe. And then on to the next dungeon. We got 2 more dungeons. Or, well, we got 1 more dungeon where we have to just find an item, and then we have a... Go away, you stupid slime. Are you fucking kidding me? We have 1 more dungeon where we gotta find an item, then another dungeon where we have to kill the main boss. So we're pretty much almost done with this game. I'm not sure that I'll finish it today, but I definitely, if I don't finish it today, I should finish it next week. Now that I'm kind of prepared, these dungeons are going kind of quick, so who knows. Okay. I hate those things. First off, they look like a penis. I'm not gonna lie. Second off, they're a pain in the ass to kill. Sea Shrieker. I guess there's a mushroom, which, same thing, you know? Okay. No, this place is way the fuck down there. So, all the way down at the bottom of the screen, the bottom of the map, at the bottom of the world. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. No need to fight. No, 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 no. Thank you. Okay, almost at the bottom here. Let's see. Still got plenty of food, so good on all that. No, I don't want a fucking unknown creature approaching. Okay, now where am I now? Okay. So I need to hug land. It should be a little bit to the east. And then it'd be the last town that we need to check out. Shut up. This looks like it's not it, actually. Looks like I passed it up. And I tell you what, let's disembark and let's... No, I better not do that, actually. Let's go back. Go away, you fucking piercing, pungy piece of poop. That's alliteration. We don't have Hindus over here harmonizing the halls. You don't see Shindus shattering sheet glass in the shit house. Okay, there it is. Told you I missed it. Plains elf? That's weird. I guess no shame. I mean, you can be an elf on the plains. I usually picture more in the forest. He did. One more. Donk. Okay. And yes. Okay, let's see what's in Devil's Lake Post. Food. That's negatory. Don't need no food. Crossed swords. Ooh, short bow. They got my short bow. I need 9 of those. Hell yeah, dude. I think that's the best weapon in the game. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check, but. Horse or wham lammo. Where the fuck do you get the eagle? I can't remember where the hell you get the eagle. Though it'd sure be nice to have it. I guess I could get the wham lammo and just go by land from now on. Since I don't really need to sail around. Though everything is kind of along the coast, so meh. Okay, screw it. We'll stay with the boat. I think that's the only one that you have to travel that far on land to actually get to it. Go away, you piercing, pungy piece of poop. Oh, and you penis shrieker. Jeez. Okay. So... I think we got our Commodore 64 in 1982 or 1983. So I would have been 10 or 11 years old. It was the second computer our family had. My dad was an electronics engineer. He had I believe, a bachelor's degree in electronics engineering. And, God damn it, so we kind of had a lot of the early electronics when I was a kid. I remember in the late 70s, about 77 or so, they bought one of those Sears and Roebuck Intella Games Pong systems. You know, the ones with the 2 little paddles on it. You just hook it up to straight to your TV and play Pong. Okay, so I'm going still in about the right direction. And then at one point in time, we had for a short amount of time, we had one of those Timex Sinclair 1000s, which is the it's the U.S. equivalent of like the ZX Spectrum. It had a whopping 2K of memory. It was a true 8-bit computer for sure. That thing was a piece of crap. And then they got a Commodore 64. I remember like the first near year that we owned it, they didn't even bother buying the floppy drive with it. So it was like all we had was the monitor and the computer itself. And they'd buy us books that had programs in it, and we'd program them into the computer. And then when we were done, we'd sit and play it for days, and we wouldn't turn the thing off at all, and play whatever we programmed in. And then eventually we'd turn it off and start over again. And that was like the early part of the 64 days. So, and then eventually, of course, we got a floppy drive, and then eventually the smaller drive, the 3.5-inch drive, which didn't come out until a lot later. Okay, I actually don't want to enter the Dungeon of Death just yet. Let's save here. And yeah, it was an awesome computer. One of the cool things about it was, unlike the VIC-20, which I had a friend who had a VIC-20, and I had a friend who also had one of those Timex Sinclair 1000s, is they were fully 8-bit, which means that's the reason why they only had 2K of memory, is with an 8-bit memory accessing register, you can only access 2K of memory. The Commodore 64, on the other hand, had 2 memory accessing registers in its CPU, so 2 8-bit registers that you could program to access memory, and that's what allowed it to access the full 64K of memory, which was really awesome. And it had, I think, 32K of available memory, which you could do a few things in it that would make it a little bit more, like give it a little bit more memory. You could swap out certain registers of memory that you weren't using because they were occupied by other stuff. So, of course, you had to program an assembly to be able to do that, but you couldn't do it in BASIC. Okay, time for the Dungeon of Death. So it says the lower right corner, so that would be the southwest corner. That's weird, I don't see it on the map. Huh. Well, let's see how this goes. And then eventually, I went ahead and purchased a Commodore 128 myself with my own money, which was the next evolution of the Commodore 64. And I had a C128 for a while. C128 was really neat because it had the 128-bit mode, which allowed for, you know, better graphics. It even had a better text mode on it. It was the first 8-bit computer to have, I think, 80-column graphics, which the Commodore 64 actually only had 40-column graphics, which, I mean, you can tell just by looking at it. So 80-column graphics was really neat for me because I was a big modem user. I called a lot of bulletin board systems and stuff when I was a kid, so it really helped with a lot of the text reading. But what was really cool about it is it actually had a Commodore 64 mode, so you'd flip a switch in it, and it would essentially become a Commodore 64. It had all the hardware in it to do everything the Commodore 64 did with 100% compatibility. So it was kind of like the Wii, I guess, the Nintendo Wii, and that the Wii had a GameCube inside of it, and you could do everything a GameCube could do. So, okay, let's get that compass going, because we need to head all the way to the southwest. So, and then after the Commodore 64, since we were pretty much a heavily embedded Commodore family at the time, we went with the Commodore Amiga. So we had a Commodore Amiga 500 for a while. Unfortunately, we had to switch over to the IBM. Well, I wouldn't really say unfortunately. The Commodore pretty much Commodore mismanaged the Amiga into the ground. So after a while, it really wasn't viable to. Oh, MUDs, yeah. So I even have a really cool story about MUDs too. I'll get to that in a second. I'll hit that in the later part of my computer history. So my dad had a IBM 8080 at his office for the longest time, and he ended up making the spreadsheets that held the inventory for their office. So because of that, he wanted to get an IBM for the house, which is one of the reasons why we switched from the Commodore Amiga to the to the IBM PC. That's not gonna give me anything, is it? Should probably just skip on that when I have over 20k in hit points. So, so they eventually financed through, I guess, their Sears credit card or something. They bought a laser IBM 286. So to give you an idea of how late I was to the IBM game, my parents actually didn't get an IBM until they had the 286 out. With it had a VGA graphics card, so I completely skipped CGA and EGA. Didn't get to experience any of that, and it had a decent sound card and everything. I mean, it was a really awesome computer, but eventually we got rid of it because my dad needed better memory access. The bad thing about a 286 is just like the Commodore 64, it's still an 8-bit register, so it was 16-bit. It was a 16-bit register, so it was extremely limited in the amount of memory that it could access. It was back with the old, adage that, you know, Bill Gates was like, nobody needs above 640k of memory. And because of that, the 286 just didn't really have very good memory management. You could access more than 640k or even a megabyte, but it was difficult and slow, and a lot of programs wouldn't use it properly at all. It had to be done through like software hacks. So because of that, we wanted to buy a computer that did have 32-bit memory access to be able to access higher registers of memory, because my dad's spreadsheet stuff needed it. IBM Aptiva with Windows 95. Yeah, Windows 95 came a lot later for me. So as a matter of fact, Windows 95 to me didn't even come until after I'd gotten internet access. I was doing internet on Windows 3.1 and DOS. So we basically took the IBM 286 and we cannibalized it. We took out what parts we could out of it, and we went to a computer store and we built an IBM 386, and that was an IBM 386 SX. I don't know if you remember the difference between the SXs and the DXs for the 386 and 486s. Both had SX and DX, right? And the difference is this was back in the time where CPUs didn't have good floating point calculations, right? They up until that time they'd done all the floating point stuff that they had through software hacks. You didn't have embedded floating point calculation or anything in the computer, which made 3D graphics pretty much impossible or tenuous. You had 3D graphics pretty much like the one that we're looking at on the screen right now. And where am I going? Oh, southwest. That's right. So the 3D6SX again didn't have a math coprocessor on it at all. So it was the DX that had the first math coprocessor, which again, all a math coprocessor was a single-threaded floating point calculator. That's it. That's all it did, was floating point calculations. Which is really funny too, because like the video card that I have in my system at this moment, the one that I'm playing on right now, has literally 1,048 of those little math coprocessors. So the idea that at one point in time we were working on computers that literally only had one or none in them was kind of amazing. ISP, free internet, completely free. So yeah, oh god damn it, there was a hidden shaft there. I should go down that actually. Fight this guy first. So when I was big into the BBS community. Even on the Commodore 64 days, we had our first 300 BPS, baud modem, which I called a lot of local BBSs, and I pirated games through them. And some of the first Dungeons and Dragons sessions that I had were done through those online, which is on local. You'd literally call a bulletin board system that only had one call in line. And if someone else is on it, it was busy, and you just had to fucking wait until it wasn't busy, right? Net Zero. I remember Net Zero. People actually started posting Net Zero. Yeah, exactly. So, being that I was so embedded in the modem community, I was really savvy with that, even in the IBM days when those came around. And I was calling bulletin board systems all the way up until about, it was 1991 or 1990, I think it was. And I had friends that were just coming back from their first or second year of college, right? Because had I actually graduated from school, I would have graduated in about 1990-ish, I believe. And so they were coming back from their first year of college, and I had this one friend that went up to Texas A&M. Oh, Dreamcast. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. ARM, ropes and hooks, climb, ARM, short bow. So they came back from college, and I had a friend who went up to Texas A&M, which oh shit, there's oh, there we go. Texas A&M, in case you didn't know, was one of the first colleges to host a oh, this is awesome. It was one of the first colleges to host a MUD, right? One of the first and biggest MUDs was at Texas A&M. And so when they came back from college, they came back with this. They're like, hey, have you seen this new MUD thing? And I'm like, yeah, no. That's weird. Is there no way out of this? Oh, I guess I have to use a wall pass, huh? Let me take a look at the map. So what what my friends would do is they wanted to introduce me to MUDs, and the only way that we had to play them was to telnet in from another college network. So what we do is we get a whole group of people together, usually about 5 or 6 or more people, and we'd get in a car about 9, 10 o'clock at night. We'd all drive up to the University of Houston. We'd hit up the computer lab, which at the time, I guess my friends knew the guy that ran the computer lab, or who was the shift there, because you weren't supposed to be playing games in the computer lab. So we'd get on their VAX cluster, and we'd telnet into Texas A&M and play this MUD literally just all night. We'd sit up there until we started seeing the sunrise, and we were like, okay, yeah, it's time to go home. So that was like my first experience with MUDs, and that was about 1990, 1991. So this is pre-web internet, and we got a break here. Anyway, now I'll get back to that when I get back. Let's take a break. This is Thorn with the Game Design Lexicon. We are currently playing Questron for the Commodore 64, reliving our old computer memory days with X-Band and his Dreamcast. I had a Dreamcast too, though I don't think I ever used that Dreamcast online. Anyway, I'll get back to that. We're currently playing Questron for the Commodore 64. If you do like our content, make sure you give us a subscribe down below. Actually, I think that's a follow on Twitch, where we do stream here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, noon p.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Or you can catch any of our older videos over on YouTube, where we do air all of our old VODs there, usually about a week after we air them here. Give us a subscribe over there, maybe comment on our videos if you like them, or if you have some suggestions. You're also welcome to look me up on any of the other social media platforms I'm on. We do have a Discord. You can catch all those in my about on both YouTube and here on Twitch. I will be back shortly. Our music for the day is Bolin, Jimmy Bolin, Jeff Bolin. Shit, I can't remember his name. T-Rextasy from his Electric Warrior album. Be back shortly.